Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose that fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
Hello, everyone. I hope y'all can hear me. Please let me know if y'all can hear me well. Can y'all hear me? Hello, CJ, Ulta, Mocha, hey, Melanie, Charlie Gerald. Can y'all hear me good? Please tell me y'all can hear me. Hey, Roxy. Okay, you can hear me great. All right. So today, y'all, we're going to get at it. I did not have to really... We're going to finally get into it, the Diddy stuff. Okay? I don't know if y'all are aware that there is a new... It's actually not a new civil filing. It actually was filed in October. Let me see if I can get it up. For a little bit. I don't want to be hollering at you ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Is that better? Okay. All right. So, we actually have a new, makes it 31. Let me go back up here. This actually was done in October of this year. Instead, I gotta go all the way up here. Okay, so it was refiled. It was an amended filing. It was first filed in October of 2024 this year. That's Jane Doe. I don't know if you all are aware of this, but when this first filing came out, it did not have Sean Carter in it. Sean Carter was not in it at all. He was described as Celebrity A, and I don't know if any of you are aware that Tony Bugsby actually got sued by a pseudonym of John Doe. That John Doe actually turned out to be Jay Z. So then Tony Bugsby and them went and done the amended complaint and actually let Sean Carter's name on the document. But at first, his name was not on the document, but now it is. And it's really crazy because Jay Z, he sued Bugsby up under John Doe, but he is now coming forward wanting Jane Doe to be blasted. So yeah, so we're gonna get into it. After this is the only one I'm gonna read today, y'all, and then after this, we're gonna listen to the last Ali Instagram live that I uploaded on my channel. It kind of explains where she's at. Praying she's okay, her and her mom. So this is the amended one. This isn't the one back in October. It says plaintiff Jane Doe is the plaintiff by and through her attorneys, the Busby Law Firm. For her complaint alleges as follows. So I don't know if any of you have ever looked at any of these civil filings. Most of them are about the same. Like it goes into like telling about Diddy's businesses. Besides this one says Sean Carter, but it tells about his business dealings, what he used in order to coerce people and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do the introduction, and y'all let me know if yes, it is a trigger warning. So let me put my trigger warning up. I ain't been on my computer in a long time. All right. Yes, it was it did state it was two men, and then but one of the men was not named. But then Jay-Z turned and filed a lawsuit against Busby and his law firm, um, up under a John Doe. So it's just now they want Jane Doe to come out. So I'm going to get to reading. I will stop a little bit because it is a lot of reading and I probably need something to drink. Okay, it says introduction. Defendant Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, aka Puff Daddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love, along with his longtime friend and collaborator Sean Carter, aka Jay Z, drugged and ard a 13-year-old girl after an after party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting tongue tied. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Yeah, this is very triggering, so I do apologize. Many others were present after the after party, but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs has been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. He and his friend Sean Carter has been his close friend Shaw Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. For decades, defendant Combs abused N word, R word, A word, threatened and coerced women, minors, and others for SCX gratification, to assert dominance, and to conceal his abhorrent conduct. He's accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and record executive. Combs is one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. Behind the facade of being a three-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous musical artists, and ranking on Forbes' list one of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, and forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women and children. While his wealth has kept him above consequences for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers who will be asked to punish him for his deplorable conduct described herein. Okay, so when we get to three, as when you get to most of these lawsuits, you will see that number three, it will tell you like all of his businesses and his holdings, and I'm gonna skip number five, six, because it's really about he uses quid pro quo a lot to coerce these victims. Um, it also has Combs' pervasive history of sexual assault and violence. Yeah, I don't want to say these words, but my channel is raw, real, uncut. So if I do trigger somebody, I do apologize. I have said worse on this channel. So number seven, for years Combs and his business engaged in the persistent and persuasive pattern of abuse towards women, men, and minors. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, and physical and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with both commercial sex workers and unsuspecting partygoers. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them with or without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit drugs. Okay, so hey everybody, welcome in. Um, so I know that y'all have all heard of the GHB. Um, that he has been using. It was in traces of it was found in the baby oil. It talks about the drugs right here in section 8 of the civil filing of what types of drugs that he uses to lace drinks with, lace water with. I'm gonna get down because then it goes like when you get to 10, it goes down like a list. um, of everything that has happened, like the dates, the times, and this is in every civil suit that is filed against him at this moment. Um, says when he was indicted. All right, so right here it says the parties were plaintiff Jane Doe as a female who resides in Alabama, and defendant Sean Combs is a male who, on information and belief, resides in New York City through incarceration in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. All right, so I'm going to get down here. It says where where it was located at. Um, then we get down here to the factual. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss it. I'm sorry, y'all. I've read through really 100 of these cases, and I'm trying to get to because they really all say about the same thing. I think it's 32. Yeah, it's 32. All right, so 32 is where we get to the. Oh no. All right, here we go. Sorry, I was just going through all of the ones that I've got, and y'all don't want to see those. Those are all of my cases that I've got so far. Okay, so we're down to 32. This is where Jay-Z comes in, and this is what really is tells about what happens, and then it's going to go into the factual allegations. It says defendant Sean Carter is a male on information and belief, maintains residence in both New York and Los Angeles. Defendant Carter is more commonly known by his industry name of Jay-Z. Carter was identified in the plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. He wasn't listed in the original complaint. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, but also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs, lawyers, and their families. Employees and former associates in attempt to silence the plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetrated by Carter. So instead of Jay-Z wanting to do the mediation, it wasn't like a monetary thing, it was mediation. Jay-Z then filed a John Doe lawsuit against Busby. So Jay-Z wanted to become John Doe, but he wants Jane Doe to be outed and embarrassed. It's crazy. It's sickening. Each of the Combs corporations aided and abetted Combs in committing the unlawful sexual violence against plaintiff described herein. B are alter egos for Combs, completely dominated by him and used for his personal interests to engage in wrongdoing which harmed plaintiff and others. And or C, serve or have served as vehicles for Combs to move, dispose of, or insinuate his assets, including connection with his criminal activities, to avoid compensating the victims of many of his crimes. And then we go into the jurisdiction and the venue. which y'all all know what the jurisdiction of venue means, where that goes, who has venue over it. Okay, so we're going to get to the factual allegations. This is kind of triggering. It is very triggering. I feel bad for anybody that has to go through something like this. Sorry, I have to take a drink of my coffee. Thank you all for being here today. It is sad and it's very nasty. Um, hey Roxy, I didn't see all y'all come in here. So now we're going to get to the factual allegations, and I am sorry if y'all haven't watched. Okay, I have all of the civil filings on this case, on Diddy's case, on everything. So if any of y'all would like to actually look at them, please reach out to me. I'll email them to you. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's some of these lawsuits have a lot of yes, she was 13. She should be protected, but she should be protected. That's the way I see it. She was 13 at the time. Okay. So let's get into the factual allegations. On or around September 7th, 2000, plaintiff, then 13 years old, had a friend drive and drop her off near Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the Video Music Awards, the VMAs. Attending the VMAs was on the plaintiff's bucket list, and she believed she could gain entry. Hey, Gibson Murphy, how are you? Plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw a very large crowd gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. Plaintiff was very excited. As the event began, much of the crowd moved inside, but plaintiff without a ticket remained outside with others and watched the VMAs on a jumbotron. Determined to get into the VMAs or an after party, she approached several limousine drivers parked nearby and attempted to talk her way into either. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to have worked for the defendant Combs. The driver told her that Combs liked younger girls and said she fit what Diddy was looking for. The limousine driver told this 13-year-old baby that Combs liked younger girls and she fit what Diddy was looking for. Sick. And while not allowing her into the awards, the driver invited her to an after party. The driver stated that he had to drive Combs and others to the after party first, but instructed plaintiff to return to his location after the event and that he pick her up and take her to the after party. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the same location and waited for what seemed to her a long time. Right. Anna Kane. That woman right there. I don't know if y'all have looked at her she finally came out. She's a strong woman. After approximately 20 minutes, plaintiff arrived at what she believed to be a large, I'm sorry. Let me go back to 43. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the same location, waited for what seemed to her a long time. The driver eventually returned and drove her to what he described as the after party. After approximately 20 minutes, the plaintiff arrived at what she believed to be a large white residence with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, the two men asked plaintiff to go to sign a document which plaintiff did not read, but yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Just give me one moment. I do apologize, y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. I am back. Can y'all hear me good? Okay. Okay. How's the sound? Is it good? Before I begin? Okay, great. All right. She was told that she could not discuss. Let me go up a little bit, make sure I didn't miss something. Once inside, two men asked plaintiff to sign a document which plaintiff did not read, but which she now believes to have been a non-disclosure agreement. She was told that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave the men her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Inside the building, plaintiff recognized many celebrities as she entered what appeared to be a large living room or foyer container containing a large crowd. Plaintiff attempted to mingle in the crowd and talk to several of the celebrities that she recognized and whom she had wanted to see at the VMAs. Wait staff circulated through the room carrying trays of drinks, and loud music played throughout the venue. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. After attempting to talk to numerous celebrities, plaintiff accepted a drink from one of the waitresses circulating the crowd. The drink was a reddish yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just a portion of the drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of the actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. So that's what this right here is what you will see in a lot of these civil cases that are filed against Diddy and other people. Looking for a place to rest. Thank you. Looking for a place to rest. Plaintiff walked down what appeared to be a hallway containing several rooms of it. She entered what appeared to be an empty bedroom, so she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. The room only contained a large bed with no furniture or any other kind, television or any other furnishings. Just a bed. Nothing else was in there but just a bed. Soon after, Combs entered the room along with defendant Carter and a female celebrity B. See, prior, it didn't say Carter. It said celebrity A. But now it says Carter. Plaintiff immediately recognized all three celebrities. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with his crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." What the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, I did not go in there. I just added my comments to that. Combs threw the plaintiff toward a wall, causing plaintiff to fall. Plaintiff got up and stumbled, which point Combs grabbed her again and threw her on the bed. At that point, Carter began removing plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Carter as he V-raped her, while Combs and Celebrity B watched. After Carter finished, he stepped back towards the wall. Combs then stepped forward and V-raped plaintiff, while Carter and Celebrity B watched. Combs then knocked plaintiff down and attempted to force plaintiff to perform other oral on him. She fought back, standing up quickly and punching out at the same time, hitting Combs in the neck. Take him back. Combs stopped his attempt. When Combs backed away in surprise, plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and ran out of the bedroom, holding her dress in front of her like a towel. She ran around the residence until she found the front door and was able to leave the party. Although there were other guests still at the party, no one appeared to even take notice of plaintiff's distress or even attempted to help her. Once outside, plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Plaintiff attempted to retrace the route taken by the limo driver. She kept running until she reached a gas station. She noticed on the way to the party, a female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. Plaintiff called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. Plaintiff's father arrived to pick her up shortly before dawn. After the lawsuit, plaintiff fell asleep after the assault, plaintiff fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect every facet of her life. Plaintiff suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and seizure disorder caused by stress and trauma. Plaintiff has had difficulty maintaining normal relationships and lives largely withdrawn from society. And then right here, it it the first case of action is tells what happened basically. Um, yeah, these cases. I'm gonna stop sharing this right now. These cases are very shocking and very triggering. We don't know who Celebrity B is. We really didn't know who Celebrity A was until John Doe, Jay-Z, wanted to go back and file a lawsuit against Busby. And that's when now Busby and actually Jay-Z is not even apologized. He is refusing to apologize. He's saying she does not exist. I don't know, Melanie. I pray it wouldn't be, but I have no clue. I don't know. Um, and I know what this sector that I'm in is not used to listening to that kind of stuff, but these things, they're being showed everywhere. I mean, and I wanted to read it to you the way that it was read to me. And I know it is egregious, and I know it is very hard to understand. I couldn't imagine what that baby was going through. I can't imagine anything that I've read in any of the articles, the civil filings against that monster. And also now Jay-Z is into it. And the thing about it is, it's not just, this is my opinion, it's not just Jay-Z. It's more people above him. So what I'm reading, it's not really, well, they're in civil suits. That's what it is. So that's the only thing. I could not think of another one. There's so many more that I will probably end up showing, but I don't want to show that right now. But I do want to show Ali's last Instagram. I'm playing it on Rumble because right now I don't have my Instagram like plugged into my computer. It's only on my phone. So I thank you all for being here, even the ones watching in the back. I'm going to share this. It's on Rumble, 90 Nation News. That's where you can either find her stuff on Rumble, 90 Nation News, Telegram, and I do have her Instagram. It's just I'm not logged into Instagram on here. And I'm sorry, Rumble does have ads. So I do apologize.
So I like to repeat myself, but I know a lot of people are trying. So thank you for being here.
I'm going to mute out so y'all can hear her.
Hi, my name is Ali Carter. My mom right here is my twin, Shelly Carter. Oh, I know, right? So confused. So, let's pray. I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm from the south side of heaven. I really do believe that. I got that from a TikTok sound, but I really do believe I'm from the south side of heaven because God is not done with me yet. And I've seen him work. So I'm not trying to push him at anybody because I know everybody is on their own path. I've been many different religions trying to find peace. So I get it. More than you know, I get it. So if you need a second to come on back, because we all can agree on the message, okay? Dear Jesus, we just thank you for this day and this time together. God, we just ask that you encamp your angels around all of us on this live. God, we just ask that you open the minds, hearts, and ears of those listening. And we thank you so much for the breath in our lungs. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay. I'm going to turn the comments off for a second because I just need y'all to be right here with me. And then I'll turn them back on. Okay? Cool. Thank you for screen recording. If you can. I'm going to start over. Okay? My name is Allison Carter. Yes, that is my legal name. Today is October 23rd. 2024. Yeah, that'll help. I have been drowning in my PTSD. And I know that I'm really trying. And I'm also really trying to have this backbone. And I'm really trying, okay? But I've been drowning in my PTSD. I can't sleep. When you know the truth and when you understand what we're talking about, you won't be able to sleep either. When you understand that there's a child being trafficked, brutalized, raped, tortured right now as we speak, you won't be able to sleep either. When you realize how much your government is lying to you about, everything is in your face and some of it you've enabled, you won't be able to sleep. So my nightmares and my flashbacks have been kicking my ass. I am going to be so blunt about that. If you have PTSD, then you understand that sometimes your PTSD will start PTSDing, and there is nothing that you can do to stop it. You're like, look, I'm good. I don't know why we're doing this right now, but it won't stop. Um, the skin is crawling, and I'm going to be posting a video. I'm trying to post it tonight in order for y'all to catch it, because I think it's going to get blocked the second that it goes up. Maybe. I don't know. So I was going to try to post it tonight. If it's not posted tonight, it'll be posted in the morning. There are evidence drops that I've posted before, but some of you have not seen it, and some of you didn't know what you were looking at. Um, I'm a survivor of satanic ritual abuse, child trafficking, foster care, and so much more. MK Ultra, that has been since I was 3 months old. Um, CPS reports were endless. CPS reports, even though they had bruises, they had proof. Um, at one point, my surrogate was selling tapes to law enforcement from the back of her closet after she was abusing me and her other kids. You'll see a lot in the paperwork that it was evaluated out. At 4 years old was the first time I was raped without drugs, without anything. That's the first time I was like, oh, okay. I was locked in a room because I fought back. And then after her and her boyfriend did what they wanted to me, they put me out in the driveway in Ritchie Canyon. Nobody did anything. When it was taken to court, it was evaluated out. Can y'all hear me? Did I cut out? No? Okay, cool. At a very young age, I always thought, what is wrong with me? That stuff keeps happening to me. It's my fault. By 13 years old, I started to ask questions and I started to run. I started to fight back. I started to see that something wasn't right. I thought everything was normal for a very long time. Till about 13 years old, I was hypersexual after being raped so many times by my surrogate's boyfriends, in and out of problems. At one point, I tried to kill myself because I thought that was the only way out. I went from trying to overdose on pills, trying to slit my wrist, trying to jump into traffic. I did everything because I was just like, there's no other way for me besides being somebody's puppet, punching bag, and sex slave. So I tried to kill myself. 14, half 15. I ended up with so many CPS reports, so many suicide attempts, so much that finally, after going to Canyon Ridge Hospital for over a month, they decided to put me in foster care. When I went into foster care, I thought everything was going to be fine. We were going to be good. I was going to go to school. I would be loved. I would meet a new family and live happily ever after. No. Jumped into things, went to so many foster homes, group homes, I lost count. Never stayed anywhere longer than 2 to 3 weeks, never stayed anywhere longer than a month. Attended 19 high schools in 1 year in the time that I was in foster care. I graduated 2 weeks before my class. Thank you very much. Ha ha. I wasn't supposed to. I walked into California school district with like 12 units as a senior. And if you know anything about credits out here, or not out here, I'm not in California right now, but in California, in the US. I know there's some of you who are from different countries. Thank you, by the way. Um, you need, I think, 230 or 260 to graduate as a senior. I didn't have that, and it wasn't going to work. And everybody kept telling me, I had one of my teachers from my school tell me I was pretty enough to become a cocktail waitress or hooter, so I should just give up while I was ahead. Um, I ended up graduating 2 weeks before my class because my mom pushed me because I finally went home. But it is a long story because I went from 15 years old to so many foster and group homes to small trafficking, getting in a car, doing little stuff with people because they told me to, because I was very naive and just looking for peace and for somebody to love me. Um, and then I went into elite trafficking. At 16 and a half, I was auctioned to Russia. At that moment, I realized I'm not coming back. I was sold to the man for a weekend, and I was supposed to go with him for a week. And in that small time that I was with this man, I was like, he hates Americans. And I didn't understand at that time. I was 15. I did not understand um, what that meant for people out of the country. I was taken out of the country while in foster care, custody. Um, Everything was different. The smells were different. The street signs, the doors, the walls, everything was just different. And I thought, like, God, if I could just please go back to the States, I swear I will get away from this man. I will figure something out. Um, the way he treated me, I knew that if I was to spend more than a few days with him, I was lucky enough to come back, that he was going to kill me. So I ran from foster care, from child protective services custody, went missing AWOL for a year straight. My pimps had a lot of police officers, authority in their back pocket. When it comes to child protective services, there's no oversight. There is no boss. There is an ombudsman. That ombudsman of Riverside County Child Protective Services custody, I called, my mom called, people called. We put in reports, we put in emails. Talked to her at one point and told her everything that was going on. She said she would help, and then she disappeared and got taken out of her position. A few weeks later, after I contacted her, I always knew that every time I told somebody who I was, whatever connections are in my life, there's a lot of holes to my life as well. Still, I'm not sure of. But all the holes and connections to my story, I knew every time I introduced myself, somebody was always like, oh, it's you. And I didn't know what that meant. A lot of people knew me and I didn't know them. Nobody helped. People are quick to say that they will help. Money changes people. Promises change people. I've seen people, I've walked into a job, I've been high. I told them the truth. I'm 14 years old. I'm 15 years old. This is the truth. This is what's going on. And I've had people respond to me and tell me, you're the same age as my daughter and not for tonight. I've had people tell me some wild stuff on jobs. Treat it like therapy for their sick fantasies. It's not just the elite. It's everybody in the middle. It's everybody in between. And it's everybody on the bottom. Down to the people who clean the sex toys got issues. Okay, so you think that it's just the elite that are using things and hurting people, but there are people who clean sex toys for elite, because that's their job and they come in for cleanup. Then if there is somebody who is laying there after a job, then they will still go after you because, hey, what is anybody gonna do? If you understood how deep this world goes, you would be sick. You would be beating down doors. The only reason why some people are not, unfortunately, the only reason why some people are not, is because it's not theirs. It's not a personal problem for them. It's not their child. It's not someone they love. So they think it's not their fight. It is your fight. It's happened in front of you. It's been enabled by people who sign the paychecks of the elite. When you stream their music, when you buy their t-shirts, when you are following their social medias, you sign their paycheck. These people don't have a job. Their job is to fool you. That's their job. Their job is to sell you something and make you believe it in order to sign their paycheck. That's their job. For a very long time, I have always said it's not just one side, it's red and blue side, it's everybody in the middle that are guilty. When I say everybody, I am everybody. At one point when I got out, I pretended like nothing mattered. That's why a lot of people call me traitor. It's my fault. I hate you. You just left me. I got out. I made a choice. And at one point I wasn't healed. I was just out. Freedom is not free. That's not what that means. So when I got out, I was just out. And I was on a whole other level of, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because I knew there was nothing I could do. It didn't matter because I knew this would happen. If I ever tried to tell, I knew nobody would hear me. Just the same way nobody tried to hear me when I was a child. The same way the authorities and the adults that were supposed to protect me, they did not. They were protected by the predators. My mom has been fighting for me for a very long time. I met her when I was 14, 15. She didn't get to adopt me until I was 19 because at the time nobody wanted me, but nobody could have me either. So everybody gave her hell. There are people who keep saying handler. Do you know what a handler is? Do you honestly know what a handler is? A handler is somebody who covers things up. A handler is somebody who makes sure you stay in the turmoil that you're going through and you're tortured for the rest of your life. A handler is somebody who is not going to allow something to be exposed to the light because they keep everything in the dark. So for those of you who are seeing really messed up people mention the words handler, do they know what a handler is or do they not? Because if you understood what a handler is, it ain't the definition of the woman that's sitting next to me. A lot of people don't know what the definition of a mother is either. A mom and a mother are two different things. Anybody can be a mother. Anyone, any female can be a mother. It takes a real woman to be a mom. It takes one hell of a woman to go through the hardships and the commitment to be someone's mother. To say that I am here through the tough, the hard, the ugly, the battered, the bruised, and the broken, not just for the good part and the pretty part. I'm here for it all. I'm here through with losing sleep. I'm here with worry. I'm here with overwhelming fears of what could possibly happen. That's a mother. That's a mom. A mother is somebody who can just give life and say, yeah, I did it. Pop them out like guppies. But when are they going to take care of them? Moms are females that have stepped in because other women refuse to be one. That's my mom. And if you don't understand that, I could be a whole different person, yet I'm sitting here talking to you. I have my sanity. I'm trying to keep it. I have my religion, and it's getting shaky sometimes. I'm trying not to lose my spot in heaven, okay? But in order for me to be sitting here talking to you and speaking on my spot in heaven, it's because of her, all right? Like, it's God. But second of all, it's because of her. Second to God, it's this woman. So for those of you who don't understand that, you probably had a messed up relationship with the person that you're supposed to call mom too, but she was a mother. I'm sorry. Don't get mad at mine because you didn't have yours. That's all I got to say about that. My surrogate was evil piece of shit. That woman is so evil, there's no denying it. You can see it. You could see it in the paperwork. You could see it in the actions. You could see it in how hard I fought as a child, but still was silenced. If you understood the hell I went through, real people see real people, so thank you for that. I'm going to release something, and it has a CPS document, a rape kit. I've had there's files, stacks of CPS documents, and somebody burned a building down, thought that they were just gonna get rid of it because they didn't want my truth to come out. Too late. Too late. There are stacks and copies all over the United States of America and out of it. Too late. Okay. Police reports, SART kits, rape kits. I've had so many rape kits, I've lost count. I was abused so many times, I lost count. I really did lose count. At one point, I thought, like, hey, I mean, just maybe I'll have that story one day. Okay, it happened like 5 times. It happened like 7 times. It happened like 10 times. After so many, I lost count. I'm not in a relationship. I never want to be. I feel like from the things that I've went through, I don't see myself in a relationship because I never want to hurt somebody that's trying to make something. I know that me not being able to have kids has nothing to do with hurting someone's vision, but I can't have kids of my own, which is fine because there's enough kids in this world that there's so many kids who deserve a home and a family, and I'm one of them. That I understand that adopting is the most beautiful thing, and DNA doesn't take a family, and my child doesn't need to look like me in order to be a part of me. I get that. I get it. I have a lot of dancers that are my babies. Everybody that has ever been in my eyesight, I've taught. I used to teach special needs kids, every age child up to adults. And every person that was in my eyesight is my baby. And I will protect with my life. They don't need to look like me, but there's a part of me that you can see in their heart. And that's all that I admire that. But I don't think I could ever be in a relationship. Again, because of all the things that I've been through, I just feel like it's not a thing. Haven't been in a relationship, haven't had sex in years. Not planning to. Okay, I am good. I've had a lot of this life where I got more under my belt than I need. So it's cool. It's cool. I'm married to Jesus. I wear a purity ring. This is not a wedding ring for those who keep asking. It's a purity ring. With Corinthians, love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous. Corinthians 10:13? 1 Corinthians? I told you guys not done with me yet. So, I'll be posting a video of CPS document, CPS reports by date, a rape kit, some things in the CPS reports, and one of the Johns that I have had too many orders with. I say that I'm broken, but I know that I'm not broken beyond repair. I know that I'm loved more than I can imagine. I have a family now, thanks to y'all. So many 90s angels that have been my mom's biggest support team, and family that we never thought we would have. That family has the insurance drops that I'm going to drop unredacted. I've redacted a lot because unfortunately, and I'm not inciting any violence, for quality assurance purposes, unfortunately, there are some people who are still alive. Even though some people believe they're dead. There are some people who are unfortunately still alive. And because of that, somebody is waiting for me to say a specific sentence to give a green light to some jails. I don't care. I really don't care, but I'm being smart about some things because my case was not a case that just had me on it. There were other minors on the case. So there's some things that are redacted. Now, I've kept things redacted because if I unredact them, there's going to be an issue, and some people don't deserve that attention. However, they do deserve some questions to be asked and answered. How the hell did this happen? Where were you? What were you doing when your child was missing? Did you know that your child was being trafficked? How many times did CPS get called? Why were they getting called? Is the hospital for criminally insane something that, if you've been there, should you really have kids? Was I missing from Child Protective Services custody for a year straight? Where the hell was everybody? And then if I'm 30 now, where was everybody before? So many questions, right? But none are answered. However, I know there's no justice for me. The whole point of this video, say it with me, is the children. Every time people get distracted, put them back towards the who? The children. When we are talking about cases beyond cases, elite and parties, assaults and the things that are going on in the news, we are not talking about just adults. We are talking about children. Quiet on the Set, that documentary that they did. They did that documentary, but you notice they stayed away from certain words like pedophile. They stayed away from certain words like MK Ultra. They stayed away from certain words to make sure that they walked y'all up to that door, but they didn't knock on it. They walked you guys up to the door, but they didn't tell you the God honest truth. They made sure that you were cushioned enough to say, oh, maybe they're not complicit. Bullshit. They are. You should be demanding answers from all the celebrities that are quiet. Answers your question of who's involved with the Diddy client list. It answers your question of who is involved with the Ghislaine Maxwell list. It answers your question of who's on those flight logs. It answers your question of who's been on those islands. It answers your questions of who all was involved in raping, abusing, and torturing children. Where did those children come from? People still are not asking. Where did those children come from? People are still not checking Child Protective Services custody. Did you get an Amber Alert for them? No. Did anybody question that neighbor of Diddy's? He said there were buses coming at 3 a.m. Did anybody ask what kind of buses? Who was driving the bus? Where did that bus go? How many kids was on that bus? Why didn't anybody say anything? If you went to a Diddy party, why the hell are you protecting the predators that weren't protecting a child? How many times does it need to be in your face? Are you not angry? Some people are sitting here like, hell yeah, I am. Are you? Are you? Really? Are you? How angry? I'm not inciting any damn thing, but how angry? Because when we talk about Black Lives Matter, when they understood what that case was about, the streets were on fire. Buildings were getting burned. People were looting their own neighborhoods, talking about reparations. Do you understand what's going on with children? You want to know who needs reparations? Foster kids. That's who needs some reparations. Foster kids. When you understand how evil the foster system is, the streets should be packed. I'm waiting on the day we wake up and the streets are full. I'll be out there with you. I'll be out there with you. I'm not inciting any violence, but I will be out there with you. We, not we will be out there with you. But how angry are you because we've tried everything? And I mean everything. Some people are going to get so upset with the next drop. Some people are going to be a little stunned with the next arrest. It's coming. Again, there will be no accidental fires, no car accidents, no accidental car accidents. We are not carrying anything in this car that cannot be accounted for. We are not carrying any weapons. We are not suicidal. We are not homicidal. We know that God has got to do what he needs to do. The vengeance is not ours, it's the Lord's. I'm not who they made me to be, and we waiting. Okay. Please, I'm begging you to do something. Anything. Anything. I feel like I'm screaming underwater a lot. 90s. If you've counted the cost, and some people are like, what does that mean? We don't need your money, but your presence is powerful. If we're in your area and you can caravan with us, if we need to get to one spot to another, if you can stand and be a witness, there's angels that have, we sleep in our car and live in our car, but there's angels that have followed us to a gas station and we told them we sleeping right here, so they've slept in their car right next to us because all hell was breaking loose. But if you've counted the cost, you know that what's meant for me will probably come at you. This is a historical evil. This is decades worth of evil. So nobody is going to take this lightly. The people who are claiming that they know me, you're exhausting. You're exhausting if you're lying. Why? I'm not a celebrity. My pain is not a billboard. And who wants to be the face of trafficking? We're not talking about, I'm not an influencer. It does not influence you to do makeup. Okay? This is the truth. Nobody should have to influence you to be influenced. You shouldn't need an influencer to be influenced, to get up off your ass and do what is right, because it could be somebody that you love. That's it, and that's all. We fighting in a different way. There's mounds of evidence, and I don't trust people right now because I've already tried. We've been there. We've been screaming for I don't know how long, since we were a baby, and then 4 or 5 years ago we started screaming on here. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I do know that this is the hill that we die on. There are some people who are really upset by us saying what we are about to say. There are some people that are really upset that if this arrest goes through with the females I'm thinking it's supposed to go through with, some people really love Ellen and Oprah and Whoopi herself. MK Ultra is not a joke. Somebody has the remote to somebody else's brain. Somebody is threatening that they're going to drop me where I stand on Halloween night because you're conjuring spells and doing satanic rituals so big that it's helping the spirits. You know when they say they release the spirits over the city and the spirits are roaming and they're joking about Halloween. That is not a joke. That is not a joke at all. They are conjuring the hell out of demons. Some people are into witchcraft. I know there's some people that are into witchcraft on here. We talked about this. We don't do that. We don't play with that stuff. But we appreciate that you're sitting here and you're doing something for the children. You're trying to listen for the children. But we don't need your problems. We got enough, as you can see. But that shit is not a joke. It's not a joke at all. When you understand how spirits work, it's not a joke. CERN works, it's not a joke. So the amount of rituals and things that they are conjuring in your face, you already know that, because when you go to the bookstore, you see satanic books. When you go to church, you understand, because what do you think you go to church for? If you go to church, what do you think you go to church for? What do you think those stories in your Bible are for? Do you think that they didn't exist before? Do you think that they don't exist now? That is your war manual to exactly what is happening right now. Right now. That's not a joke. Nephilim giants, and that is not a joke. What you are fighting and praying against in your Bible is what you are fighting and praying against right now. We do not battle against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, rulers, and spirits of this earth. I may have said that wrong. Don't follow me. Sometimes you don't follow me that way. You might go on a very narrow road close to heat. Like I don't. I'm still working on me. Okay, but Ephesians 6:12 is one of my favorite verses. If I can spout it off right. However, we do not battle against flesh and blood. All right, this is a war against good versus evil, and if you can feel that, this is a war for our nation right now. No matter what side you are on, it's a war for our nation. It's a war for our children. It hasn't stopped. You're just now understanding and welcoming to the party of what's going on. This is not new either. Okay, so we've gotten so many threats. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna drop you. Do it.
Go ahead. Try it.
Do it.
I don't think it's going to work the way you think it's going to work.
Do it. My programming's broken. I know some of you don't get that, but my programming's broken. And whatever is not broken, it's on its way. It's on its way. So yeah, there's some things that you can still knock me on my ass with, but you trust and believe you better not let me get back up, okay? Okay. We gotta go, and we thank you for listening. A lot's about to come out. Another arrest is coming again. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident. How many things does it take? If people can get in the streets over a convict, why the hell can't people get in the streets over the children? What is going to fuel your rage for the children? Why are you waiting on a release to fuel your rage? People should be like, we're talking about kids? Huh? What? No. Somebody better answer something. How many more kids do you need? How many more need to be swept under the rug? How many more need to be silenced for you to say, enough? It's all of our war. What are you going to do to fight? If you hit my mom and I, there are people all over this world that will never let it go. It's been too long. You hear me? It's been way too long. So now there are people all around this world that will never let it go. Eventually, you won't be able to walk down the street. I pray for that day for so many predators. I pray for that day where you feel an inch of what you've done to your victims. They don't sleep. Every smell sometimes triggers them. PTSD is off the chain on days that you feel like you are having the best. Every time you think that everything is cool, something floods back, memories kick you in the face, and there is not a damn thing you can do to stop it. Death is too easy for predators. I think death is way too easy. I think that's a cop-out. There are some that can't be helped. There are some that there's no saving them. But I think sometimes that the death is way too easy. You should suffer. You should suffer the way your victims do. The way that when they open their eyes, they're suffering from the bullshit that you've caused, and every type of person that you've helped and aided, enabled to make sure that you're protected, they should feel it too. It's not just the top, it's everywhere in between. And unfortunately, it's in our own backyard and in our own family. Sometimes it's the worst because it be your own people. If something happens to me or my mama, you think that I'm a problem alive? I'll be a problem in my death too. So will she. Love y'all. Talk soon. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Well, thank y'all for listening to that. I do listen to a lot of Allie's stuff. That was her last Instagram live she made. Um, I'm praying for her and her mom. Because I know that they during the election, her programming was being auctioned off. I don't know if y'all are aware of MK Ultra, but just do a little bit of research into it. I know a lot of people don't think about. I've never really thought about stuff like that until I started opening up my eyes to this, and it's a lot of stuff that you see that you once didn't see. I did want to talk about Misha. Misha did come out and admit she wasn't Jane Doe. That was Anna Kane. Um, Anna Kane was made to come out and expose who she was. I know a lot of people are giving Misha crap. I will not, because I don't know her story. I don't think no one knows her story. Um, and I'm not going to put down anybody that says that they're a victim of any type of abuse. That's not for me to do. Um, I know there's some other creators that are going at her really hard. Um, I do know Adria English has a lawsuit against Diddy. I do have that lawsuit. Um, she calls herself She Diddy, but she was, I don't know, she was like a worker or something like that. I have no clue. Um, I will be putting together some other stuff later on. Um, when you read the civil suits offline compared to reading them online, it's really different because you don't have to share it to everybody. You read it, then you listen to it, and it's like, okay, well, it's bad. But I don't want to put that out here for anybody to be triggered off of these lawsuits because they're very triggering. Um, it's horrific what people have went through. And if anybody would like to see any of the civil suits, it is public, and I would be glad to email them to you. I do have all of them. Um, Lil Braz, his is very graphic. And also there's a lot of other females, and there's another gentleman. He's I'm sorry, John Doe, but he's a stunt double for RoboCop. And he actually went through a very horrific ordeal. And it's just a lot of crazy. Yeah, I was reading that, and then when I got on here, I was like, okay, well, you listen to it. When you listen to it from someone else is reading it, it's like, okay, I can hear it. But then when you're reading it, I just don't feel comfortable reading them. It just bothered me reading that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. maybe I can give y'all references if anybody wants to reach out to me and say, hey, I want to see this case, to see this lawsuit, just reach out to me. My email's on my about section. Just email me and I'll send it, because I don't think I can literally read any more of those civil suits. But I just think it's really crazy how thank you, Gibson. No, it's about the children. It really is. I mean, it's sad. And I think it's so high up that I think that it don't stop with Diddy. It don't stop with Jay-Z. It don't stop with none of them. It's high up. Epstein's list. Epstein's list got classified. So you can't even see none of the people that was on his list. And that's not right, because it states in there that the reason why they classified it was because these politicians, the celebrities, the like royalty people, it would mess up their reputation. Thank you for coming. I don't understand how these people think about these predators' reputation over the people that they've hurt. It's not right. Love you, CJ. I mean, I don't get it. You would rather, and I know they have money, but it's like you are covering for the predator rather than helping the victims and making everybody else aware of who the predators really are. Because yeah, they let the flight logs off of the Epstein flight logs. They let those out, but all those was not people that had done something wrong. They actually had people in court that were having judgments brought against them for doing wrong to these children. And it got classified because it would mess their reputation up. I don't get it. Yeah, we got over 300,000 un, unattended children coming across the border, sold into the United States. The United States is the number one place for trafficking. And it's sad that we live in the United States. Besides United States is the UK. Those are the second ones. You're exactly right. Because you notice it didn't start happening until all that stuff went down, Gold Digger. I'm telling you, it's something there, because when Diddy went against Ciroc, wanting to own that's when all of a sudden something started happening. I mean, it's probably not for us to even understand. We're never going to understand it. I mean, even when this world is gone, it's, I don't know. I still want to look up. Yeah, I won't be here to do this, but still, I mean, it's like, uh, it's sad. It's really sad. Yep, those guys are international. You're exactly right. And I don't want to sit out here and put out names and stuff like this. Middle East, Asia, Africa. You're exactly right. You're right. Money talks. I have family over in the Philippines, and money talks over in the Philippines. I know that. All right, y'all. Well, I think I'm gonna end this for now. I do not know when I will come back live. I will still be putting videos out. I don't think that I could even imagine reading another case, a civil lawsuit. I don't think I can because that one really kind of bothered me, and I read it in my mind over like 1,000 times yesterday, just reading. I read like so many cases yesterday. Yeah, and that's something I can't do. I'm sorry. I put out the videos, I just can't read them. It's something I can't do. I don't know. Right, Gold Digger? You're exactly right. All right, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Even to the replay crew. I know some didn't get to make it because they didn't know when I was coming live today. Sorry, I snuck it up on you. Um, I'm just gonna end it. No outro, y'all. Much love, everyone.